Good afternoon. My name is Kurt Belaski, and today I will be presenting my reflection video for international law class. On the agenda today, I'm going to have a brief discussion about NAU's mission as it relates to this assignment, and then discuss two areas of this international law class where I think that I learned the most, and then we'll finish it up with a conclusion. So our assignment was to discuss two areas that pertain to this last sentence of the mission statement for NAU. And the mission statement ends with, as a comprehensive technical and professional institution of higher learning, the university responds to changing needs of students, employers, and their communities by providing undergraduate and graduate programs and continuing education opportunities to serve an evolving global society. Generally, I feel that NAU does a really good job of this. Every class I've had, there has been a wide breadth of diverse culture within the class. Whether it's students actually from other countries or students who were born there and came to America and are now studying here in America, or other individuals that have come from all over the nation. So it's really an eye-opening experience, and I believe that I think the discussions are some of the best because you get exposed to some of those ideas and you get exposed to some of those things that you might not get in a normal on-the-ground class with that has less of an opportunity for that diversity to come through. So the first topic that I think I learned the most about is America's influence on trade. I always knew that America has the largest GDP in the world, but what I didn't realize is what that actually means. You know, we are a nation of consumers. Well, because we consume everything, because we buy everything, that makes us an excellent trade partner. That makes an opportunity for trade with America great. Well, other nations, other companies, international companies, they want our American dollars. Well, in order to do that, that puts us in a position of power and ability to get what we want as a nation or as as either consumers. What it really means is that we also don't rely strictly on bilateral or multinational agreements to get what we want. And there's power in that. There's true power in that. And what that power is that our trade bandwidth is our ability to influence the world and those other nations. Because our trade is so powerful, and I didn't realize this before, we don't necessarily need an agreement. We can influence the world and other countries just based on our willingness to play along or play nice or be willing to not offer tariffs. So that was something I didn't fully realize before this class. The other aspect of this class that I definitely learned more about is what I call the fluidity of international law. There's a lot of things that happen in international law that aren't necessarily based on strict or stringent laws. Things like just, how customary performance gets the shake that it gets, meaning if there's a certain custom of doing things, that might actually be determined to be the way that things are done compared to like an actual law that prevents something from happening or allows something to happen. We go back to the case that we had earlier where it talks about the U.S. government or the U.S. Navy seizing the trade boats from the other countries. Well, we don't normally do that, so that law didn't apply. So I mean, it's a weird concept of law, especially when Americans are from a position of law of the land. The law is the law. We abide by the law, but in international law, that doesn't seem to be the case. To the point where some of those laws may not even be enforceable. There's laws that you can kind of ignore. There's treaties, parts of treaties. Yeah, you'll get sued on it, or you'll end up in court, but it's not that big of a deal because you're gonna do your own thing anyways. And maritime laws are the best because it's kind of like Vegas. Whatever happens at sea stays at the sea, um, unless it involves a bill of lading, I suppose. But yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I didn't really realize how little international law is effective. I guess is a good way to say it. So in conclusion, we talked a little bit about the NAU mission and how this course and the exposure of the classes that I've had so far fit into that. Um, and then what I've learned about America's influence in the fluidity of international law. Add one more reference, and there it is. Thank you.